K.Short, we have been talking about your birthday coming up this Friday.
Yeah.
Turning 34, young, youngster over here. Um, what are your thoughts and feelings going to your 34th birthday? I know you did something different this year about, going about your trip too that's coming up. So, what are you, let's explore that, unravel that for
Yeah. Yeah. 34 feels grounding. I feel like I'm finally literally breaking some ground into my spring season. I feel like I was in a winter season. Um, you know, we had a conversation with Christina last week and we were just talking about like what happened, after you left Phoenix and you went to Tucson. I just felt like I went into a winter season and I had to kill my ego there. I mean, it wasn't even my doing, you know what I mean? But like I feel like I had an ego death there. Um, and realized that what I was building then had everything to do with me. And it was such a foundation that was built off of sand. And so I feel like now in this winter season, and coming into the spring season and coming into this new birthday, I just feel like I just cannot operate the way that I have been for the past decade, and I just really want, we were talking about earlier, it's not really about getting out of my own way, it's getting out of God's way. You know what I mean? Because I think you all can attest to this, and as to why we are in friendship and a community is that there's a seed so deep inside of us that has been planted at some point and it wants to grow so badly. And like we just need to get out of the way of that growth. You know what I mean? Like how often like God's putting something in front of us to see this thing to come into full fruition. Like it's gonna happen regardless. You know what I mean? And so it's either you're gonna prolong those blessings, or it's like, or you're just gonna witness and be a part of it. And I think that's something that I've been really holding the tension of, like my human self and the version of me that is connected to a higher power, And so to be completely honest, I feel like 34 for me is just about getting out of the way, and not having, like, truly like setting into like not having expectations. Like let's be real, like there's a lot of wisdom out in the world right now and social media and stuff, but like what does it truly like live it to be like, how do I have no expectations, not really for this next year, but from like day to day, moment to moment, and to feel guided based off of even the left turn or the right turn that you're taking on the roads, And so I just want to really go deeper into that practice, go into more of a meditative state in that way. And really, I'm really wanting to come in and be like, I don't know what's in store for me, but I'm really, really excited about it because I know that it's going to be for me and everything else isn't. And so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to be traveling to Montreal. This is the first time that I've leaned on friends to want to, support me and fundraise for my birthday. And I felt like that was such a awesome practice too, because I think it's what's percolating for me is how to lean on community and build community in the modern day world while also trying to survive in it. And I think interestingly enough, like living in the world that we do, we've been told to specialize all the time. And the three of us, we are not like one specialization of one thing. We can do so many things and so many things well. And so I think that's why we're carving out our own paths. But I think the beauty of it is like what I've got to see in the process of fundraising is I got to see into people's lives I never thought I would see, because I told them I can help them beyond one specialized skill. Like I do have extra hands. I have a mobile body, an able body, a strong body that if you need me to do yard work, I'm not going to like it, but hey, we're fundraising and we're willing to work for it. You know what I mean? And like, but I got to see their homes. I got to see the things that they splurge on. I've got to see the things that excite them. Like right now, after this, I'm gonna go help someone design their apartment. What? And so it's been a really cool process to be able to be invited into people's lives, but also share our resources of this thing called money. So I'm really wanting to take a bite of that experience and how to usher that forth into the next year, day, and moment of my life.
Thank you for sharing. Like, yeah, that's exactly how I see birthdays too. It's a rebirth. Like, you get to choose through everything that you do, how you live, how you think, how you believe. You can do it every day, but something about birthday, it's just like it's your new year. It's yours. It's no one else's. It's just, and there's something you said about the seeds. Like one thought that came to mind was like a fruit tree, like getting out of your own way, like what we talked about earlier. You guys need a really good because when you get out of the way of and allow like a fruit tree to grow, you get to provide to so many people. So it's such a beautiful thing. Like it's definitely more than just about God. It's about everyone around us.
Yeah, and I feel like, let's be honest, not everyone is bearing fruit. And so if we are fruit bearers, you know what I mean? Like what a disservice it is that we're not making ourselves available and seen for people to pick the fruit from our trees. And like recognizing we're a fruit tree. So there's plenty of apples, there's plenty of plums, there's plenty of whatever else grows on trees, y'all. You know what I mean? And so it's like, imagine, like,
Bunch of nuts.
yeah, yeah. I'm just like, what girls? I was thinking of lemon. I was like, well, I guess you can make lemonade. I was just like, but yeah, I was like, what a disservice it is if we don't allow that seed to grow to bear that fruit. Because like I said, not everyone's bearing fruit. Some people think they bear fruit, but like you're not. But if you're one of the few that is and doing the work to make sure that fruit is so ripe and so sweet when it's picked, like how like satiating that is, and not only that, like say they swallow a seed, metaphorically. I mean, some people do. You know what I mean? I swallowed way too many seeds back in the day. I don't know if maybe someone else growing in there, but say they do swallow that seed. You're like, how can I bear fruit now? How can I learn from Jules? How can I learn from Christina to bear fruit just beyond myself? And I think that's something that I had to have a realization with y'all during this conversation. It was like, okay, y'all, I've been just eating like like the fruit. I've been bearing like, oh, one apple. Okay, I'm safe. I'm good. But now how do we think beyond ourselves? Because we've been taken care of. Like now, how can we be at a place to serve from overflow? And so, one more thing I wanted to note was just like wanting to make the tradition to like celebrate ourselves, right? Like I know us, we don't really celebrate ourselves all that much. We just always on to that next, on to that next, on to that next. And so one thing I want to mention about birthdays in general, and coming from a place from someone who didn't celebrate their birthdays, I've chosen the gift of travel. One, because can you believe we have the tools and resources to do that now? Like we're not traveling by donkey and having to get from point A to point B in a month. You know what I mean? Like we got like magic carpets and like things in the air that get us to each other in an hour. We're literally 1 hour away from each other based off the plane ride. So one, just like wow, what is to be human today? But two, obviously our planet's not doing so well, so let's go do that. But three, it's like people are asking me like, oh, what are you looking forward to? I was like, I'm looking forward to those still moments with God. Like I'm looking forward to those moments of waiting at the airport and just like seeing so much life happen before me, being on the airplane and like being scared for my life that this might be the last, plane ride. But then looking at the clouds, you know what I mean? It's not about the destination for me. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to DC. Like I'm gonna see some stuff. I'm going to Montreal. I'm gonna see some stuff. But I'm like, it's those moments of like seeing how people are living life on the other side of the country, and hoping that something gets downloaded into me during the travel that I can bring back home, hoping that it's some water and some sun and some rain to continue to bear that fruit and to grow that seed. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the other side of the country. So it's because I really need to get away from y'all. And two, I need a long time to really sit and marinate what has happened and what wants to happen in this next year. So thanks for asking, Jules. I really appreciate it.
Of course.